Now, astrologers print horoscopes in the newspapers that are personalized by birth date. These horoscopes make predictions in people's personal lives, describe their personalities, and give them advice, all according to the position of astronomical bodies. And then you have an astronomer who studies the planets, stars, and other celestial bodies. They use ground-based equipment such as optical telescopes and space-based equipment such as the Hubble Space Telescope. Some astronomers study distant galaxies and phenomena such as black holes and neutron stars. So you have two different people. You have the scientific people that are just looking at it from a scientific standpoint, looking up at the sky, the stars, the planets from telescopes and all of that. Then you have the other people, astrologers, who are the ones that make these horoscopes that a lot of black people believe in. Black people love horoscopes. You live your whole life based on a horoscope. All of your relationships was based on a horoscope. So I just want y'all to hear some of these arguments by some of these astronomers that disagree with the idea that you could look up in the sky in those things, in the celestial bodies, the stars, the moon, the sun, can actually predict and tell a person about your personality.
Believe in, as long as, you know, it makes you happy, doesn't hurt others. But personally, I've just never really understood how, especially since we all study stars, how something that's so far away and that could potentially be gone could affect you when you were born. It just doesn't make sense to me scientifically.
Right. Like something up there could affect you before you was even born. Meaning, when it comes to horoscopes, you're already going to be a certain kind of way according to people like that or in your beliefs, because your sign determines your personality, and then it has these predictions. So your life ain't really your life. You don't have free will, or you have no point in looking to do things outside of the scope of what is already predicted for your life. And that don't even make sense.
One of the things that they don't account for, astrologers, is as time passes by, there's this thing called precession where the Earth's axis actually makes like a rotation. And these constellations were set like 2,000 years ago. And they still assume that these are the ones that are where the sun is when you are born. And also, you can't split them apart equally because each constellation has different sizes. You don't have the sun in one for 30 days. You just don't do that. And look, let's be honest. You can't divide people into these neat categories. There's almost 8 billion people on this planet. You're going to tell me that there's only 13 categories of what we are?
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Right. I think sham is kind of it's a negative word, but from a scientific standpoint, we don't see that there's evidence that we can't make predictions on people's lives based on the positions of the stars.
Now, the ancient Babylonians are the ones that created astrology, right? And looking at the stars at that time, things have changed, things have moved, the planet has moved at an angle. So technically, you would not even be the sign that you think you are. So that's why it's not real. And that's why it's really just a belief system, and it's in people's minds that it's real. You heard it from people that actually study, that are scientists that study the stars. Like, I could have just said that I don't believe in horoscopes, blah, blah, blah. But I want to show you that there are people that actually make money. This is their field of work. This is how they make their living. This is what they love to do. And they just say that it is impossible for those things to have any effect on your life, for the stars, for the celestial bodies to have any effect on your life. Now, think about this. You done been in and out of bad relationships in the black community. Why haven't you, the first time, picked the right person? Because that's the first question, not the first question, but that's a question that comes up pretty earlier. Sometimes it is the first question. What's your sign? What sign are you? Oh, we ain't going to get along because you're this sign and you're that sign. Oh, we're going to get along because both of our signs, they go together. I'm sure y'all heard that before. That is so big in the black community. We're very absorbed into that belief. And if that's the case, if it had any validity, well, why are you in and out of relationships? Why didn't you pick the right person the first time based on them signs, based on them horoscopes, them zodiac signs? And then you already have a preconceived idea about a person's personality, meaning like you already think a person is one way because your whole life you've been studying signs, and this type of sign is this sign is this. All the signs have attributes, but you think this person is just this way, right? So a person don't even have a chance if he's the wrong sign or if she's the wrong sign, because that belief is too ingrained in your head, right? And so what it does is you make assumptions about people off top based on when they was born. When it comes to signs, anybody could have the same attributes. There is no, personality trait that is just conclusive to certain groups of people or signs, or when a person was born in a certain month. Like anybody could have a certain trait.
Can we ask the zodiac signs real quick?
Oh my God, no, bro.
Please.
No, bro. That
we
shit
guess?
does not matter.
Yes?
It is not
Yeah,
true,
guess.
bro.
I like when people guess.
Yes. Okay.
How do y'all feel when girls be saying that though?
I feel like a lot of the shit that you say is gonna be in fucking valid. That's exactly because it's like this. If you wanted to guess my sign and I told you, you say, "Oh, I think you're a Cancer," and I'd be like, "No, I'm a Taurus."
Are you?
Yes, I'm a Taurus. Do I act like a Taurus?
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking Taurus.
But you see what I'm saying? Like you can assume that somebody is something based on a trait that you see in them that you think says that they're that sign, when in reality, everybody has those same personality traits. So that's the thing. Like you can't just put a personality trait on one type of person that was born at one, certain month. So to say that this certain sign only has this personality trait and no one else has it, or to think that, that's kind of narrow-minded.